Hello, everyone, and welcome to Utility Sports. I'm your host, Sheldon Wohlman, and today we will be talking about 2020 NBA draft prospect LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball has obviously became very famous over the past few years with his father LeVar Ball, brother Lonzo Ball, and other brother LiAngelo Ball. LaMelo Ball perhaps is the best Ball brother of the three, with a lot of upside, especially as a passer and playmaker. He's got a good handle, and we'll be kind of digging into him a little bit more here in this video, discussing some of his strengths, how he can really translate at the NBA level, and kind of going through some film and breaking it down for you guys so you can kind of see what LaMelo Ball will be ready to bring into the NBA and where he still needs to grow. In his one season with the NBA in the NBL with the Illawarra Hawks, LaMelo Ball averaged 17 points a game, 7.5 rebounds a game, nearly 7 assists a game, shot 37.5% from the field, and 25% from three only. Obviously, those efficiency numbers are quite questionable and leave some question marks for scouts and also for the fans. But I think that there's a lot of ways that LaMelo Ball could improve his scoring efficiency while not really hindering himself as a prospect. First, let's jump into what is one of the most important parts of his game here, passing vision, especially as a reactionary passer. A lot of these passes that I'll show you here are not planned. Here you see he's really creating dribbling penetration to the right. Defender rotates over, and he reads that immediately, drops it off to his big man diving to the rim. And I think that's really going to be beneficial here running the pick and roll at the NBA level. Moving on here, another pick and roll, and this is one of his more impressive sequences in the NBL. Goes into a behind the back dribble and then flips it back behind his back to his rolling big there. And this is the type of feel for the game that LaMelo has that you cannot teach. Most guards at 19 or 20 years old are not capable of making this pass, let alone seeing it. So Lonzo or LaMelo here being able to read that pass, and we're getting a different angle here. We've got a few angles on this one because it was so pretty. This is part of the skill set that you're trying to get, you're self-excited to, you're talking yourself into on LaMelo Ball. His ability as a passer, he is the top passer in the class, and I think there's going to be a lot of teams buying in on that, having him be their, lead point guard, lead ball handler, and a guy who's really going to try and generate offense for them in the half court off of dribble penetration, manipulating the pick and roll. And he's just got a lot to work with in that area. He's 6'7", good height. He's a creative passer. Moving on here into LaMelo's size as a playmaker a little bit more. You see here at this point he picks up his dribble here up on the top right, and yet is still able to fire a laser pass in there due to his height. Able to beat two bigger defenders, wing defenders there on the NBL level, and throws a laser pass there. And if you look here into the left corner too, the guy in the left corner has to make a decision to rotate down, but LaMelo holds him off with his eyes. That vision and ability to read the defense at that age is really, really impressive for a young prospect. I think that'll be something to work with. And he is a predictive passer here. Moving into this one, this clip here, he predicts that the corner defender is going to help down on his drive here in transition. Makes the easy pass over his head. A little bit of improvement there. Would be putting that ball a little bit more on target. This ball could be in the shooting pocket a little bit high here on the pass. But even, the fact that he's seeing that and making that read already shows what he could really become at the NBA level as a distributor. Here at this point, he throws this lob there before the center is really getting ready for a lob. And that shows in a condensed lane there, a tight lane, he can really read where the lob opportunities are. And he's going to be masterful in the pick and roll early in his career. I feel like I've said that so many times, I'm sounding like a broken record, but that's just how he is. Here, another predictive read. He sees the big man get the seal and predictively knows where that ball needs to be. And this is with his offhand, his left hand here, a perfect pocket pass with his offhand. He's got a lot of passing potential here. Another look. And a pass over the top there sometimes could be too slow and could, at the NBA level, lead to steals with the increased athleticism. So being able to punish poor pick and roll defense there. This right here is his most impressive pass to me. a laser pass with his right hand while moving right back left to the wing. And this right here is pretty much a perfect shooting pocket, a little bit out to the right, but this is out of the pick and roll again. Obviously, a strong preference going right at this point in his career. He needs to develop a little bit more with the left, but that's a swing pass right in front of the face of his roller, and pretty much right on the money here to a shooter. That might be a set play for them, so he's probably got quite a bit of time making this read already in his bag. That's why he's able to hit that pass. But you see, even the way he's holding the opposing center in that situation shows kind of what his passing potential is at the NBA level. Now moving on to kind of looking more at his handle here. We'll see him here execute a behind the back dribble to create space. And then obviously the defender here on the right, watch him bail out to the shooter. That's exactly what LaMelo is giving you. He's going to be an opportunistic scorer at the NBA level based on his passing vision. A little bit like Rajon Rondo. I think he's got better scoring tools than Rondo ever had. And one of those tools is a left-handed hesitation dribble. Right here you see him. Not only does he hit that hesitation dribble and then decisively go, but he's got really good explosiveness out of that. Plants well off of his left and off of his right. There is a left plant into a dunk. And at this point right here, the moment that he gets that defender up on his toes, it's over for that defender with his athleticism and his size. That defender has to beat him to the spot, and if he doesn't, it's going to be a dunk with how LaMelo can attack with his size. And obviously, with his passing vision, defenders aren't going to want to collapse down. He's going to be a real threat if he can improve in that area some more. Looking at LaMelo as a shot creator, he did show some signs of, really having that as a tool potentially going forward. Has to grow a little bit. One thing I want to draw out here is he does a good job, selling he's going to go, and then quickly stops and pulls back, creates a lot of space. And at this point right here in the video, he sets his feet, squares up. He's got that leg kick out, which is a little concerning, and he kind of flips it with both hands on his shot, a little unorthodox. But if he can find himself, routinely setting his feet into shots, I think he'll be an efficient shooter. I think that's one way he could improve his efficiency. Here in this video, you see kind of that, abandonment of technique and fundamentals here. Watch his feet. I know it's a little hard to see, but also his balance. He gets off kilter here with a lean to the left on his shot. Look at his spine right there at that point. And you can really kind of see some of the errors in his follow through at this point. But I do think he has the tools to really be, a creative scorer out on the perimeter. I think he's got too much confidence for teams to really, be able to go underneath. I think he's going to be a shooting guard at the next level, whether or not it breeds efficiency. Here again, too, you see he loses his balance there even before the contact. I would say that this was probably a wrong call. Even I think that LaMelo possibly hits the defender in the face rather. And you see right here, he's got his feet set, but they're not really still. He's kind of still moving them. He's got them squared, rather. And I think that in order to improve, he's going to have to do that. Here we see a nice putback dunk by LaMelo. I think that kind of just shows what his potential could be at the NBA level as an athlete. I think that really, kind of really fits what he could be. Playing through contact is a question mark I have for him. Here in this next clip, we're going to see LaMelo Ball going into the defender. And he draws the contact here, but this is something he's got to get more consistent at. I think he's got to here turn the corner faster. He kind of lets the guard defender back in on him. And here on this one, we see defensively, LaMelo does jump the lane here. He's got the size and the frame for this. He's 6'7", got a 6'10" wingspan, I believe, and he's got good athleticism. This is something he should be a more consistent disruptor on the defensive end than he has been at this point. And looking at it as a trait, there's upside there, but he's just kind of got to buy in a little bit more, in my opinion. I think he's got to be a little bit more focused. He has the IQ. I had mentioned, shooting off of the dribble. I think that if he sets his feet, he could be a really good shooter, actually, at the NBA level. I think he gets in trouble when he doesn't set. And I think with his play style, he needs to, really slow himself down more. Here we see he does a good job of that, gets his feet set. And this is a consistent motion here. You see you got the left 1-2 and to his right. Here again, off the catch, a left 1-2 into his right. And this is a very repeatable motion at this point. You see his form kind of evens out a little bit more. Slow here, left 1-2. Solid base, a little thin on his base, but he is a little wiry at this point. They'll probably widen out a little bit once he gets into an NBA weight room. And look at how repeatable his release looks there. That looks a lot more orthodox than when he's off the move. Here, we're going to see another one off the move. Again, it's a little less orthodox that way. And I think here he didn't really do a great job setting. Obviously, a very quick release and a high release point at 6'7". He won't have problems, getting shots off. It's just whether or not the shots are falling for him. And I think if he doesn't, really pay attention to his fundamentals, it could hurt his efficiency. I think he does have upside as a set shooter, like I was mentioning. I think he's got the best vision and passing instincts in the class. We kind of went through some of his ability to, read plays, also, just reactionary, find the open guy, off dribble drive penetration. I think he's got, masterful technique in the pick and roll. And I think that he's got a lot to work with. I think, you can kind of see him fit into that J Kid role where he comes in as a lead guard. Maybe not the best scoring option early in his career, but he's got, a lot of the tools you need for a guy to really grow. And, maybe 3-4 years into his career kind of starts to get up to that 17, 18 point per game range. And you're looking at an all-star level player at that point with his passing ability if he's around, 17 to 18 points. I think defensively he's got a lot of upside. He's going to be an all-around game impactor. He's got the size and the length and the athleticism to grab about 8 or 9 rebounds a game. As well as, dishing out 8 or 9 assists. I think, he's going to be a triple-double guy to watch consistently. And for an NBA franchise early in the draft year, you're probably looking for something to rejuvenate your franchise, unless you're the Golden State Warriors with obviously just a down year due to injuries. But teams like the Minnesota Timberwolves and Charlotte Hornets should be drooling over a guy like LaMelo Ball. He's got a large social media following. He's a fun player to watch, very electric. And I think he's going to be a guy that puts a lot of fans in the seats. And that's something that's really valuable, especially in a time with the coronavirus where, you're not really sure about your income. He's going to sell a lot of jerseys. And I think that he's going to be a valuable asset early in the draft. And I think he's a guy to really watch moving forward offensively. And hopefully he buys in more on the defensive end of the floor. Let us know down in the comments below where you see LaMelo Ball going in the 2020 NBA draft, what you think about his game, where you kind of see him impacting, whether you think he's an all-star player, just a starter, even an off-the-bench player. I have seen that in some places, especially places that are more skeptical of his shooting. But I think he's, a starting level guard with the potential to maybe grow into a low-level all-star. If some of his scoring does come around, I think I feel very confident that he is a starting level guard, though, at this point. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy the draft content. We got some more coming out very soon here for you.